Skyrim's back. I can finally return to making videos after rejoining the living from staying up all night and watching the Las Vegas Grand Prix. And there's no better way to come back than by continuing my Ayrton Senna driver career mode. Season 3 starts today. A quick recap of last season. As you can see, I picked up 6 race wins. I finished on the podium in 15 out of 16 races, and I won the championship at Las Vegas with 1 race to spare. And of course, we also won the Constructors' Championship, albeit that was extremely close. I believe we only won the Constructors by about 9 points going into Abu Dhabi. It was extremely close. Now, going into Season 3, we do have 4 new tracks entering the calendar, and of course, 4 leaving. The 4 that are leaving are going to be Canada, Austria, Hungary, and Mexico. And in its place, we have Bahrain, Jeddah, Brazil, and Qatar. I can't believe that last season I didn't include Brazil, seeing as it's literally Senna's home race. The whole, center point of this series, Ayrton Senna, I didn't have his home race in. That was ridiculous, so that is back. And I just thought it might shape things up a little bit. Now, the final thing I want to show you lot before we head into Bahrain to start this season is, but at the end of every season, you get the option to turn on something I think is called an RND modifier. And what it does is it changes the way that RNDs work for the next season to sort of shape up the way the game plays. And I thought, you know what, for the first time, I'm going to try one of these out and see how it goes. And the one that looked most appealing and the one I chose was called the Balancing Out the Field modifier. And as you can see in the bottom left, what it does is at the start of every race weekend, it will take an upgrade off the team who is currently fastest. So in this case, it would be Red Bull. They will force Red Bull to remove a part of their car and upgrade in order to make the field a bit more balanced. And what I'm hoping is that by the halfway point of this season, or maybe even earlier, there will be 6 or 7 teams who are all at the top, all at equal pace, making this championship fight extremely exciting. And also you can see the McLaren boys, the McLaren car is not looking too hot. We are 6th fastest, we are equal to Kick Sauber, and the gap to the top is larger than the gap to the bottom. So, very, very concerning. I am expecting these first few races to be quite tough in our attempts to secure back-to-back-to-back drivers and constructors championships. But without further ado, let's get to Bahrain and start this season. If you lot are excited for Season 3, make sure to like the video and subscribe. I'm grinding for 1.5k at the end of the year. And also, if you're wondering why it's dark, I haven't got my light on like I normally do. I've got my Christmas tree, and I think it looks quite cozy and warm with this dark atmosphere. Right? Ready? Let's go. Well, that's a pretty fun way to start the first qualifying of the season. We already have an electrical systems fault, which is no biggie. It doesn't really matter too much. We can just skip time forward. But that doesn't bode well for the upcoming session and race. Now, I don't know what to expect from this qualifying session. Of course, the car, as you saw, is, well, P6 in terms of speed, which means we would be fighting for, at minimum, a P12 is sort of what we're looking for here, which is crazy to say, seeing as how dominant we were in the past 2 seasons. Of course, we're not going to be fighting for a pole, we're not going to be fighting for a top 3, maybe not even a top 5. It might even be a struggle to get into the top 10. But there's no better way to find that out by going on the track and doing our first hot lap. Alright, and here we go then, the first quali run of the season. What I can tell you lot is, surprisingly, Lando Norris is currently P6 with a 1 minute. That's not how you want to start a quali lap, is it? That was a bit crazy. I was not expecting that level of oversteer. That's going to compromise us into turn 1. But yeah, Lando Norris has currently done a 25.6. So that's the time that we are trying to beat. Of course, this is my first lap in the new McLaren, so let's see how it feels. It's very, very squirrely, which is not really what I want. For those that don't know, I hate oversteer with a passion. I would rather understeer 10 out of 10 times, and it doesn't feel too bad, to be honest, through these first couple of corners and this first sector. It's just, yeah, I don't know. It feels all right, but you know, it's a bit squirrely, like I said, it's a bit snappy. And I'm also driving pretty badly because this is my first lap of this game in like a week. Sector 2 is approaching. My grip is extremely low right now, and oh yeah, that's not really what you want to see, is it? I am 1 second behind Piastri in the Alpine. Yeah, out the final corner at a pretty decent run. But it's not what you want to see, is it? That is shocking. Absolutely mind-boggling how I am that slow. I mean, that lap was awful, but to be a second behind P16 is outrageous. I'm also 1.6 seconds off my teammate. Taking a look at the sector time, so Lando Norris done a 27.5, I was a 28.2. I don't know how much of that I can contribute to my little mishap out of the final corner to begin my lap. Sector 2, I did a 37.4. Lando was a 37 dead, so another 4 tenths of a second. Sector 3, a 21 dead, and I was a 21.3. So I am losing at least 3 tenths in each sector to my teammate. I'm going to have to lock in and provide an absolute masterclass of a lap if I ever want to get into the top 15. Not how you want to be starting your title charge and your title defense. Not great. Alright, time to lock it in. And honestly, I know it sounds not very aspirational, but I just don't want to finish last. You know what I mean? I feel like that is true embarrassment. So let's actually see how much time I gained down the first main wall. Okay, yeah, I definitely lost a lot because of my mistake into the final corner. That is some good braking into turn 1. Just try not to lose the rear like that. The car is so awful. It is so slidey, and it just doesn't want to drive very fast. Into turn 3, I think this is. I don't even know. I'm going to go and give it everything out of there. Found a bit more time. I'm starting to hook it together now. As you can see, 6 tenths of a second up. That was almost perfect if I can get the exit, which I sort of do. And I'm still gaining time, but it's just not enough, really, is it? Here we go, into the final corner. Get in there. Little bit wide, just try not to lose the rear. And, is it a P20? I don't think it's a P20, but it's like a P18. Oh my goodness. How? That's what I want to know. What I want to know is how. Lando Norris goes and qualifies P6. That is a really, really strong effort by Lando. Well done, you. But I am gobsmacked by that result. And to be honest, I wasn't even close. Let's be real. I am, what, 9 tenths off my teammate, Lando Norris. And honestly, that lap was very good. That was everything that I could have given it. There was no more time in that lap. Maybe a tenth at most. Looking at the sector times, as you can see, I went and found half a second in Sector 1, 3 tenths in Sector 2, and just under a tenth in Sector 3. So let's have a look. A 27.7 by me. Lando Norris did a 27.5, so that's already 2 tenths up. Sector 2, 37.1. Lando Norris, 36.8, so another 3 tenths. And then a 21.2. And Lando Norris goes another 20. Wow. Okay. Nice. So that was a complete disaster of a qualifying. The polar opposite of what I wanted. And I'm going to need a very strong comeback drive in the race if I want to try and scam a couple of points to start my title defense. So let's do this thing. Yeah. And here we go. Welcome to race day for this opener of Season 3, the Formula 1 Gulf Air Bahrain Grand Prix 2026. I am actually, surprisingly, quite optimistic about this race. I feel like, if anything, it will at least have a bit of action, because there's no way that I, failed to overtake at least 2 cars, right? Like, surely I can get up to, like, P17. So, I should be able to get up. I reckon my race pace is going to be a lot better than my quali pace. It normally is. So, I'm hoping that I can maybe get a P10 or a P9. I think that is probably borderline maximum for today. So this is quite interesting. You can see how bad the tyre deg is going to be for this race. The soft tyre is estimated to go to 71% tyre wear, but what's interesting is the mediums is 68. So what they're saying is that the medium tyre will wear a little bit less, but still nearly just as bad as the softs. Looking at the estimated lap times, the softs by the end are doing like 31.7s, mediums are actually 31.8s. So they actually think the softs will be quicker over the same stint, like distance, as the mediums, which is pretty crazy. So everything's ready, the strategy is good, the fuel is good, we are starting P19. Let's just make a comeback drive. Let's at least just have a solid performance in the race, okay? Let's do it. And here we go. Now, as we know, my race starts aren't brilliant in this game. Let's hope for a good one today, and that is the exact opposite of a good race start. Teo Pourchaire is already gone, and I'm down into P20. Let's hope I can maybe go around the outside into turn 1. No, Teo is going to cover me off nicely, but I can actually go for a move on Kevin Magnussen, and I am no longer last. Let's go. Teo Pourchaire on the outside. Let's get another move on here. This could be quite nice. I can definitely go down the inside. Here we go. Get stuck in. There's also a Zhou Guanyu that I can maybe slip around the outside of. Oh, hang on. I'm cooking on this first lap. In we go. A little bit wide on the entry, but honestly, not too bad. And boom, we are already up to P17. The Haas in front of Nico Hülkenberg, suffering quite a nasty lockup on this opening lap. I was going to try, actually no, I could definitely go for it here. Down the inside of Hülkenberg, over the curbing, focus on the exit, dump the overtake, and let's just hope I've got the speed. Come on, we are still wheel to wheel. I can still fight this into here. I don't know what quarter number it is, and I am through. Great opening lap by Fat Krim. And there is lap number 1 complete. Nico Hülkenberg is closing. I don't think he's got enough room to go for an overtake. And what we need to do now is, close up to Alex Albon. And that is exactly what I've done. Thank you, AI, for braking so early into turn 1. It's very helpful. DRS now enabled, of course. And we'll just see what happens. I don't think I have the pace outright to catch and pass Alex Albon. I think what I'm going to have to do is wait for Albon to scrap with Carlos Sainz, and when he does, take that moment to sort of third party it and maybe overtake them both. I feel there might be a potential move into turn 1 here if I dump my overtake. Let's see how close I can get to Albon. Oh, there is definitely a move on here. Into turn 1, Albon to the outside, inside rather, to defend. Fat Krim takes the outside line into turn 1, now into turn 2. That is a really, really nice overtake. Up to P15 now on only lap 3. Come on, I am feeling good. The car is still awful, but I am managing to drive around it barely. Honestly, I feel like I could do the same thing I did to Albon to Sainz. Let's just see what kind of straight line speed I've got. My ERS and my battery in general seems really, really strong. I'm feeling brave. I'm going to go for a move down the inside of Carlos Sainz. What a move! Oh, big step of oversteer. Hold it. Hold. Oh, hang that up in the loop. I sort of ruined it a bit with that step of oversteer. But that was a fantastic overtake. And we're not done yet. Carlos Sainz looking to try and get the place back. But no, that is now confirmed, owned by Fat Krim, up to P14. Come on. Right, I'm feeling like another move's on here. Once again, my battery is all nice and recharged. Here is Esteban Ocon in the Sauber. Actually, there could be a double move on here. Round the outside, and not only Ocon, but also one of the Alpines. I don't know which one it is. I'm busy, as you can see. On the exit of turn 2, we will both have DRS. It's now a drag race. Who's got more straight line speed? It's me. Into turn 3. Get on the brakes. Lovely double overtake by Fat Krim. It was Oscar Piastri that I've overtaken, and I am now up to P12. And as you can see, there's quite an enticing scrap just ahead of me, as who's that? The other Alpine locks up, potentially round the outside of Ollie Behrman in his Red Bull debut. Round the outside, we're going to do it for Fernando Alonso, the switchback. Oh my goodness, hang that up on the Louvre instead. That was one of the best overtakes I've ever done. Ollie Behrman is fighting back though in the Red Bull, and I have the place. What a chaotic lap number 6. I find myself now up into P11, and I'm not done here. We have the other Alpine of, is it Gasly? It should still be Gasly, right? Yes, it is. It's still Gasly. And then up ahead, Checo Perez in his debut for RB is currently behind, or sorry, in front of Ollie Behrman in his debut for Red Bull. So that's quite interesting. Esteban Ocon retires from the race. Unlucky G. DRS now enabled. Do I have the straight line speed to defend from Behrman? Oh, you're absolutely right, I do. Right, lap number 8 is going to start, and it's clear I'm a lot faster than Gasly. In fact, I'm so fast, I feel a move on here into turn 1. I have to be careful of Checo Perez, though, not to ram him up the Aris. Nice stuff. Round the outside of Gaza. Another just really nice smooth overtake that sees me now into the points. Remember I was saying at the start of this race that I would feel like getting into the points would be a really, really top result? Here I am, not even halfway through, and I am already into the points. Oh, I didn't even realise we're stopping this lap. Okay, that came out of nowhere. I thought we had one more lap left, but it's fine. We're into the pits for the first pit stop of Season 3. In we go. Into the pits we must go. E-I-E-I-E-I-O, and I'm not being funny, but they've definitely changed how pit stops work in this game. The amount of errors that I have seen from my team in any series, has to glory, Senna, my team, even my live stream series, the amount of pit stop errors I'm seeing is insane in the last sort of month compared to, you know, well, all the months before. Why? Why are my pit crew so bad in any, like, series I do? Once again, I have lost about 2 seconds of race time, and I have dropped behind Gasly and Ollie Behrman. Like, it's just ridiculous. We have another yellow flag here somewhere. Someone's gone off. I don't know where, though. I believe it is behind us, one of the Mercedes. Okay, that's tough. I wonder, I mean, if that does bring out a VSC or an SC or a... Actually, to be fair, yeah, no. Anything would be really, really bad for me right now, so let's hope that doesn't happen. You can also see how slow I am compared to, well, the cars ahead. I am losing about a second a sector to Ollie Behrman. This is all going horribly wrong, to be honest. This is, like, really boring and unfun for me. I now know how it feels to be Checo in real life. I've got a car that I hate driving and is really slow, and everyone around me is just, yeah, faster. But here we come on the exit of the pit lane. I have managed to stay ahead of Carlos Sainz at least, but I have lost another place to Oscar Piastri. What an absolute joke. And here comes Carlos Sainz. He's going to go for the move into turn 3. And I can just about defend, but for some reason my car is really bad on these hard tyres compared to the AI, like shockingly bad. Right, let's see if I can recover one of the positions that I lost from my pit stop error. On Oscar Piastri, I'm going to have to go to the outside into turn 1. Here we go. Proper lateage on the breakage. Decent move, and I'm through. So I'm now back up to P11. And next up is Pierre Gasly and Ollie Behrman, the two that I hit that really nice double overtake on. I've noticed that my car is really bad in the exits of slow speed corners. I don't know if it's me or the car, but it feels like if I try and go any faster on the exits, I will just spin. I guess the AI are just perfectionists, but I don't know. It is losing me a stupid amount of time. But honestly, the pace it's bad, but it's nowhere near as bad as it could be. I feel like it has improved dramatically since my first couple of laps on these tyres. I don't know if I'll be able to pass Gasly and Behrman, but as you can see, we are slowly but surely starting to catch the next pack up ahead. So maybe, you never know, this could be an opportunity. Into turn 1, Gasly looking to fight Behrman, and here, these two corners, turn 1 and 2, is where I'm losing the most time. I'm losing about half a second a lap just in those first 2 corners. And honestly, I don't really know why I guess it might be just low confidence, I'm not too sure, but I just don't feel like I can go faster through there. Right, I think now I'm going to have to send it on Pierre Gasly no matter what. So let's go and do it. And actually, he's going to catch Ollie Behrman. Ollie Behrman's on the defensive. Maybe I could do the same thing as earlier. Wrap around the outside of both of them. Oh, come on. Let's go. That's a lovely double overtake. Again, I believe on the same two drivers. Gasly looking for a move into turn 3. Not going to happen. But I was actually going to be... I was quite worried that if I didn't overtake at least someone then, they would have caught up to Checo Perez, and I would have never got past them. My concern is now, though, is that as you can see, I'm braking late. I'm making so many minor errors. It's costing me multiple tenths a lap, and I don't know if I can defend. Alright, it's time to see. Can I defend from Gasly? I don't have much ERS to use and play with, but I have managed to defend into turn 1, I think. Nope, Gasly sent it. Okay, no, I have managed to hold on. As you can see as well, Sergio Perez is fighting Lewis Hamilton. If they keep doing that, exactly that, and they keep fighting, that will allow me to catch up. But, oh, I cannot brake in this car. For some reason, the braking just doesn't work. I brake where the game tells me to. I even brake where I think I should be braking using reference markers, which I've never done before. And I'm still missing braking points, missing the apexes. And it's just awful. To be honest, it is awful. I hate this. Right, now because of Hamilton and Checo scrapping, as you can see, I am now right next to them. And we have 3 laps remaining. Is there a world where I can go and shit out a P7? That would be an incredible result. Here we go. Hang on, there could be something here. Hamilton looking for a move on Perez into turn 1. Not going to happen. Hamilton goes on the curb a little bit. Now, oh, keep it. There you go. Right, my plan is to do pretty much the same thing that I've done this whole race, which is just dump my overtake into turn 1 and just sort of send it and hope that I come out the other side ahead of the car I'm trying to overtake. That is going to be my plan to get ahead of Hamilton and Checo Perez. Alright, here we go then, approaching the final corner to start the final lap of this race. I've got 90% ERS to use. I'm going to absolutely dump it, and hopefully I'll be able to overtake both Hamilton and Checo. Here we go. I am not getting closer, but Checo on the defensive. Maybe a little bit of breakage into turn 1 round the outside. You got to give me space there, lad. Up the inside, we're going to go 3-1. We're going to have to cut the circuit and let these two go back by. There was simply not enough room. Hamilton going wheel to wheel. Checo on the inside. I can send one round the outside. Go on. Please give me something. Yes. Oh my. How am I in a position to finish P7 in this race? The most undeserved thing in the history of this game. What a miserable experience driving this car has been today. Just borderline undrivable is how I would describe it. Just awful. Every single corner, there's a 50% chance that I'm going in the wall and I'm breaking my legs. It isn't over yet, of course. Checo Perez looking for it with DRS. Not going to happen. Very careful through here. This is by far the scariest corner with how bad my car is. It's, you know, extremely scary. But from P19 all the way up to P7, I am very happy with this result. I keep saying it like it's over. It definitely isn't over. It's just likely. Here we come. Round the final corner. It's not the best way to start your title challenge, your title defense. But those extra 4 or 6 points. How much is it? 6. Those extra 6 points that I got, those extra 4 points, I should say, realistically, if I finished behind Checo and Hamilton, I would have only got 2 points. But because I overtook them both, I gained 6. Who knows how that could play out by the end of the season. Fernando Alonso takes the win. Well done, Aston Martin. What a miserable, miserable time that was. We got there in the end, and honestly, I'm very happy with that result. And so here is your final finishing order for the opening Grand Prix here in Bahrain. That's sort of annoying. Max Verstappen taking a P2. Honestly, quite a spread out sort of top 10, really. You've got, you know, P1 and 4 for the Astons, P3 for the Ferrari, the only Ferrari in the points, and the Red Bull as well. Only Max Verstappen scores points. The RBs both scored. Tsunoda and Checo get a nice little 12 points to start out their season. McLaren pick up 16, which is actually the third highest. The third highest out of all the teams. Honestly, not a bad effort. Lando Norris, very positive drive from him. P5 is very good, given where our car is. Diffed me completely, to be honest. But yeah, the driver standings look like this. Of course, it's just how the race ended. The constructors is what we're looking at, though. There it is. So we are equal on points with Ferrari. Of course, Leclerc finished third with the fastest lap, so we get 16. We are already trailing Aston Martin by 21, though. Yeesh. Okay, not fantastic, but there you have it. Round number 1 of Season 3 of my Ayrton Senna driver career is done. I don't even know how to wrap that up, really. That was just, it was miserable, it was awful, I hated every single second of it, but I still found some enjoyment. Still a very good result. I'm hoping to bounce back in Saudi Arabia. I'm very good at that track, so I'm hoping to bounce back and maybe, you know, get a top 5 would be nice, but we'll see. So that's all from me. Thanks for watching, and I will see you lot next time.
Bye-bye!